just for 1 minute, pretend like you found out today that your child had a substance problem, what would you do?
My son's name was my son is Tyler Cordero.
My cousin Derek overdosed. My cousin Brad, my cousin Curtis, my cousin Danny, they all died as the result of drug use because they could not access resources on their terms.
Michael was dependent on heroin. I made a promise to him that if something were to happen, that I would help people who were like him.
I lost my son to an overdose in 2020, and since then I've been working on different ways to prevent this from happening to other parents.
That's what makes me get up and go to work every day.
I think that stigma that we encounter when we lose children to overdose makes our grieving process harder. It's a primal injustice, and you want to blame somebody. And there is no justice for losing a child. Nothing can ever make that right.
It's not anybody's fault. It wasn't my fault that Michael started using. It wasn't a group of friends he hung around with. It didn't make him a bad person.
There are people that don't speak about their child because they don't get support, and that's wrong. There's many people that I've spoken to who initially blame the dealers for their child's death, but when you're able to grieve authentically and people are validating your grief, you're able to see that it's the system.
I don't know anybody that hasn't been impacted. The drug laws, the lack of resources, the incarceration, all of those play an impact on people that live in Black communities. The war on drugs is just the new Jim Crow, and it hasn't stopped anything.
Politically motivated people will prey on grieving families. They're looking to advance their agenda, and they really don't care about our grief. Today, many states are passing legislation with stronger penalties, and it's counterproductive because it's going to end up increasing death.
There are many states, including mine, who are now passing some really cruel drug laws for just simple drug possession, changing small amounts to be felonies.
In some jurisdictions, people are facing murder charges just because they were there when their friend overdosed. People who use drugs are just people. They're not the enemy. They didn't cause this crisis.
People who use drugs look just like you and me. They're just people. Substance use is a health issue. It's not a moral issue.
The very things that could save people are being outlawed. They're trying to defund everything that is related to harm reduction.
There's a better way. There's leaders out there advocating for real solutions.
Overdoses are preventable. We actually know what will prevent them. That's harm reduction.
Harm reduction is just a realistic approach to a situation that we don't have simple answers for. We're just really trying to keep people alive.
Increasing criminalization is just perpetuating this crisis.
Punishment is not the answer.
Putting everybody in jail is not going to make one bit of difference.
This movement towards compassion and proven public health solutions is being led by parents like me. We need to grow this movement. Join us. It's going to take moms and dads.
Families support harm reduction,
not prison.
Say yes to policies that work.